here we are on the last week of our little type of tiny tile challenge, and we've got the last corner to do. So let's get cracking straight away, shall we? We know what's coming. We're going to be doing this. But first of all, just to be sure, let's mark in this way, centrally, and this way, centrally, okay? And then, of course, as I say, we know that this is coming in place, so let's line that up. It's mostly lined up anyway. Let's put that one in. And this one as well. And again, we can kind of lean on both here. If they're not quite exactly how they should be, please don't worry about it. It's not a problem. You know, everything always a little bit different. And you see kind of thing here, we've got this extra line, you see, coming through. So let's mark that one off along there. Okay, just goes. And does it go to the end? It doesn't quite go to the end. And that's what we're going to deal with today. But at least I've got that in. And let's get this corner sorted first, shall we? So, all right, coming in. Now we know by all the other corners, we've got that kind of a shape going in there. And then here, I'm going to split up my space a little bit. So what have I got? Let's go 1, 2, kind of 3. I'm going to get kind of 4 in there. And here, look, let's see, I'm not going to sort of dwell too much on that being in the middle. I just want to make sure that I'm getting sort of an even kind of space between them. Okay. So I can put those in pen because I'm kind of happy with them. I know what's coming. I'm going to be putting those shapes in. Along we go. It's exciting, isn't it? Because, of course, this week at the end, maybe next week, maybe Monday, I'll come on and I'll show you the original piece. And I'll show you how I've put this together. Because, of course, we get to Friday, we will have drawn it. But then it's like, what do you do with it afterwards? You're going to colour it in? You're going to leave it all shaded? What are you going to do with it? So maybe Monday I will come back and I'll say, look, this is what I did with mine. Oh, sorry. So you can see what, you know, different things. That's why I use the tiles, because I can split them up and do different things. So let's see how that goes, shall we? Okay, let's put those in. Same as before, we're kind of used to them now. And I'm going to put this line in here. It's been fun, this, hasn't it? I always like doing one of these. I always think, though, when you do one, the month goes quicker. I think because you're marking it each month. I don't particularly like mark a calendar off, anything like that. But with this, you really notice that difference. And suddenly, it's like the end of the month. How did that happen? I suppose we're noticing that anyway with the weather, aren't we? It is starting to get chillier in the mornings and you get the quilts out in the evening. There we go. So that's our first little bit. So what do we have in store here? So if we look at the rest of the bottom, we've got these kind of shapes. So let's address that, shall we? So I'm going to bring that line in across there. Gives me that. And you see here I've got this one where it's kind of finished. So it's sort of there. So what am I going to do here? Am I going to manage to get 2 in, or do I only get 1 in? I think it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you've got like 1.5 there. I've got 2 here. I'm wondering whether if I just sketch 1 in a little bit and aim for, you see that's where that line comes? Maybe aim for moving this one across a bit. What do you think? Because otherwise I'm going to have a little bit of a squished one there. So I think maybe that's the way to go, isn't it? And it was always going to be a little bit tricky doing this. I'm not quite working out where things went, if you know what I mean. So if I did that, look, shortened it there. It does mean kind of redrawing that one. But, you know, I'm happy to do that if need be. You see, I've got a little bit of a better kind of vision there. Let's draw those in. So, happy with that. That's why we've not really drawn everything in with pen, because sometimes things change, don't they? You want to be able to react to that if you can. So, as before then, let's get rid of that bit in there. We don't need that bit now. There's kind of my middle. So if I bring in those shapes like so, and in there. So then this one, a little bit trickier to see because of course I've got all that pencil underneath, but at least it's in pencil and not pen. There you are. So we've got, put that little shapes back in there and there, and fill in that one. So that sort of sits like so. So if we look at that beginning one that I did in pen, yeah, we're still getting that shape. And we've got to come in and put those lines in. And then I'm almost ready to put those in with pen, I think, but I'm going to wait until I've done the last one on this bottom row before I do that. Because then if I do need to move anything, I can still do that. But they're in, look, they're in. Okay. So we've got this little bit to deal with here. And there's not a massive amount going on here. It's like the bottom of the image. And we've got this little bit here going off, coming into that bit, but it stops on that line there. And we can continue some of these lines coming in. And then here, you see we've got like these little kind of mushroomy things going on. There's another one there, sitting there. And along here, we've got that. So again, not much. We've got sort of the back end of this kind of little shape going on here. I'm not sure where that's kind of leading, so I'm not going to do anything there at all. I'm going to leave it until I've sort of worked out what's going on. And so a little bit of shading really. So for sure we know that we're going to put some shading around here, around in there. And I'm going to extend a little bit of that down as well. And I'm not going to put anything in there until I know that they're all in the right place. I'm going to leave it. So a little bit of pencil in there, won't be long. A few bits. Okay, and a little bit across there. And a little bit across there. And we can deal with the rest when we put that in with pen later. I know it's kind of got two lines there, but I'm not going to worry so much about that. Let's see where that sort of heads. I think there's definitely one to end it there. Other than that, that's as far as I'm going to go with it today. So we've then got 3 left to do, and that'll take us to the end of this week, and then we can see where it's going from there. So have a good one, everybody, and catch up on, hopefully we'll all do the grand reveal together. That'd be great. And I will see you sort of, if I can, in the morning tomorrow, so we can get the next one done. All right, exciting times. So have a good one, everybody. See you soon. Bye.